rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fams on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawn. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, I'll cast it like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's the #1 Chief Rocket, Knicks Universe, your main man, Uncle Freezy, and welcome to the premiere Knicks in the Nighttime joint. Salute. It's the Knicks at Night podcast. Imagine that. Here we go, everybody. Here we are. Salute, salute, salute. Man, I understand this. It's been a minute. Thank y'all, everybody, for coming through and rocking with us. Man, we have quite the show lined up. A lot of questions, a lot of information. Andios is in the building. Salute. Mars in the building. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights is in the building. Everybody watching us on X, salute to y'all. Everybody watching us on YouTube and probably haven't commented yet, salute to y'all also. Man, it's a pleasure having y'all here. Man, let's get down to what we call this nitty-gritty. Let's get down to what we call this this nitty-gritty, everybody. Topic for the night. Mikal Bridges. Is Mikal Bridges worth the money? Was Mikal Bridges worth the draft picks? Is Mikal Bridges worth the role that we're investing? Or is he worth investing in? Right? There are a lot of questions, man. I'm going to try to answer. I'm going to try to put forth an answer to a lot of those questions. And by doing so, also ask more questions so that we can get a better sense of who Mikal Bridges is, why he has a long-term future with the Knicks. Is he a key piece? And so I want to say something to all those things really quick. Let me make an adjustment here. Let me edit this here. Let me edit this and then get back to let me do that. And then let me say salute to my people. Fritz is in the building. Michelle, what's good? Tori B is in the building. Salute. The hardest working person in the Bronx, New York, Tori B is in the building. She probably is like walking out of one job, headed to another. You know what I'm saying? Probably what? If she Nigerian like us, hey, Fritz, if she got the bloodline like we, you know she got 17 jobs, right? If she from that place we from, she probably got 17 jobs, right? Never satisfied, never satisfied. So salute Tori B, Michelle, Fritz, everybody in the building. Johnny Davis is in the building, salute. Keith Turner is in the building, salute my guy. Yo, Keith Turner legit is my personal bodyguard. Like, Keith Turner is my guy. Keith Turner is my bodyguard. He's like, yo, y'all better not say nothing. salute to my guy, Keith Turner. Let's start with the obvious stuff, everybody. Let's start with the obvious stuff. Did we see? So the obvious thing is, in Mikal Bridges' first year as a Knick, did we see the best version of Mikal Bridges? That should be question number one. Question number one should be, did we see the best version of, yo, my brothers in the building, salute to Ribs. Ribs, what's good? Ribs, I need a huge favor, bro. I need a huge favor, bro. Salute to Ribs, man. Ribs, I need a huge favor. I can't understate. I'm not joking, bro. I ain't trolling. I need a huge solid, bro. So on the Mikal Bridges topic, if you want to just stay there for a minute, right? I just want to stay on the Bridges thing just for a minute. Did we see the best version of Mikal Bridges, and why? In his first year as a Knick, right? Because over the years, his resume said one thing, and then his short, brief tenure as a Knick showed other stuff. Is Mikal Bridges the top 5 talented wing player in the NBA we all thought he was before we traded for him? Is he that guy? The Mikal Bridges of 2002, 2003, right? The Mikal Bridges of 2021, 2022, 2023, is he that player, or is he the player that we saw in the 24-25 season? Which is which, right? Are we going to trust the first or that middle 5 years, or are we going to trust last season? Of course, the answer is always somewhere in the middle, right? The answer is always, when it comes to sports and the human race, the answer is never definitive, right? It's always a makeup of one or two different things, or maybe the compilation of a lot of different factors, right? Usually, the answer is somewhere in the middle. Now, how close to one side versus the other, we'll discuss that. And I want you to invest a few moments with me in that so that we can talk about it. Right? The other thing is this: when you start paying players in that $37 million range, $38 million range, you start getting into that John Morant, Zion Williamson star level of player that's not the $40 million player, right? But is definitely a top 2 player on his own team. And if you pay Craig, what's good, man? Mitch, what's good?
Not in a good mood. I was hoping to watch tonight's Braves versus Red King from Bristol Motor Speedway, but it looks like it's about to be called to the massive washout.
What's your feeling on Mikal Bridges?
I'm not sure if this is the right move. But I don't know. I'm not sure if this is the right move.
Okay. All right. Fritz, what's good, bro?
Hey, what's up? What's going on?
I'm chilling, man. So the thing is, the Mikal Bridges thing, right?
What's going on?
When, when you pay players in the range of what Mikal Bridges is going to get paid starting, when does it start? After next season, right?
Yeah, after next.
After this season here finishes, then that $38 million money kicks in, and then he'll be comparable to others in that same range, like Donovan Mitchell and others. And I think Donovan Mitchell's in that range. I'm guessing right now, but
Yeah,
is Mikal Bridges the second best player on a team that has a very highly paid player? Now, I understand where the Knicks are. I know Brunson's in that same price range, in that same pay range. I get that. I'm talking about the status quo around the NBA, where you have a $60 million guy, and then you have like his running mate at about 38 to 40. Is Mikal Bridges that guy?
Well, I don't think his pay is that high. He's getting paid like a rookie max, like
the rookie max extension, like Zion and Jaga. That's what I just said.
Yeah, but he's a more veteran player. He should be making more. So like you're getting actually a lot. You're getting a lot out of Mikal. I know these numbers are huge for people.
Crazy player.
I know these numbers are large for people traditionally in the NBA when you don't hear of large numbers, but this is where we're at. We're at 60 for elite, and so on Mikal should be in the 40s.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So what's your end point though? What's the end point you're getting at?
No, I don't think it's an overpay. I think people are kind of obsessed with the number 20. Like 20 point a game player is when, oh, now you're a star player. Or if you don't score 20 points a game, you're not a star. And I think people are more disappointed in him offensively than defensively.
Okay. So when you say people, you mean fans?
Fans.
Okay.
I don't think like experts or people in the NBA thinks he got overpaid at all.
Right. All right. So let me hit you. I'm gonna hit you with my belief then. So my belief is the Knicks have a steal. Right. and my belief is the Knicks have a steal not because Mikal Bridges had a love affair with the Knicks and all his homeboys play for the Knicks and he's from around that area and he gets to play for a team that contends for a championship. Now, all those things may be true, right? All those things may be true. But what I think, my thinking is Mikal Bridges at times can be the second, I think he could be the best player on a championship team. That's my opinion. But also, in my opinion, he doesn't have to with Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, OG Anunoby, and others. Right?
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, Jalen Brunson can lead a conference championship contender to that status every year. Right? I think Karl Anthony Towns can lead a conference, I'm saying on their own, can lead a championship contender, conference championship contender on their own, right? Like be the number one guy in support, right? Mm-hmm. I think OG Anunoby is the best piece money can buy for a championship team. And then you have Mitchell Robinson, who on some teams would be the third best player, but he doesn't have to be that. For the Knicks, he can be the fifth or sixth best player, which means a guy like Mikal Bridges, who I stated on a team that contends for a for instance, Mikal Bridges and Cade Cunningham, I think could take the Pistons to the Eastern Conference Finals. Right? That's my opinion. And I'm basing it all on basketball, right? I'm not basing it on wild fan theory. I'm basing it on what Uncle Freezy has upstairs, right? Like Mikal Bridges and Cade Cunningham could take the Pistons to the Eastern Conference Finals, right?
Mm-hmm.
But on the Knicks, you pay him in that spot of the second best guy, right? But he, on a nightly basis, only has to be your fourth best guy, right? Every night, Mikal Bridges only has to be your fourth best guy. Some nights he'll be your second best guy, and other nights he won't be as impactful as his role states he should be. But that's okay, because the Knicks have built a championship level team that's not absolutely top heavy when it comes to salary. Now, are they top heavy comes to talent? Yes. But that's a good thing. Because if you ask the calculator guys, would you rather have a top heavy roster with salary and talent, one or two guys, or would you rather have a championship roster that is top heavy with talent and salary flexibility? In my mind, they would say, give me the roster that's loaded with top tier talent and depth with roster flexibility.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what Mikal Bridges brings to the Knicks. Now, of course, that when I state that, clearly that says, hey, Uncle Freezy, you believe Mikal Bridges is the missing piece. Yes, I do. And only for basketball reasons. I don't care about people's feelings. Like, I don't care about people saying such and such is soft, or I like such and such style of play. My preference is, man, we need defense. I don't care nothing about that. What I care about is when the opposing coach offers a different game plan against the Knicks, can the Knicks roster be flexible enough to adapt to the adjustment that the other coach has made, do it in real time, and win? And if I'm basing it on that theory, Mikal Bridges is the missing piece.
Mm-hmm.
Is Mikal Bridges a guy that can play all three wing spots? Can he defend all three wing spots of the other team, even if they have a big point guard, right? Say, for instance, can Mikal Bridges guard Halliburton, Nembhard, Nesmith, and Siakam? I would say yes. Do I like all those matchups? No. If a switch happens, am I going to call a timeout? No. Right? I'm going to let Mikal Bridges do his thing against all four of those. The Detroit Pistons, can he guard Cade, whoever their Jaden Ivey, whoever their wing players are, in switches around the floor? Can he do that? Yes. I would sign up for that. Whereas in the past, we couldn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So is he the missing piece? Right? I think the question would be, so Fritz, here's my question. If he's the missing piece, is he the missing piece to what? What grand design is missing a piece? And if you know what that piece is, what is that piece? And if you identify it, is that piece Mikal Bridges? I say yes. I say yes to all those things. I think the thing that kind of held all the guys back was not Mikal Bridges himself the player. I think it was Mikal Bridges' role, which mitigated his impact.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you're correct on that one. I just don't like the way he was used. Um, yes, he is the missing piece. I think you're gonna need other pieces with it, but when it comes to championship teams, you have the staples of the championship team, and then you have people who kind of come in and out. And I think Mikal Bridges is gonna be the next staple, but I think they're gonna have to be guys who come in and out to keep it going for the long haul. But you, you're not gonna. Mikal Bridges isn't a piece you just pick up in free agency.
No, no.
So it's like one of those pieces you can't get anywhere.
Right.
So they needed to secure that piece. Some of the other pieces that's gonna make this go, they can pick up in free agency. They can pick up on the summer, but it's nice that he's locked up because it's not a player that unless you draft this type of player, nobody gonna trade him to you.
Right.
Yeah.
And he'll never hit free agency.
Yeah.
This type of player will never hit free. Will he get contracts? Of course. He'll get extensions, though. He won't be on the free agent market.
Mm-hmm.
Right. These guys like this will never become an open market free agent, at least based on the way the NBA structure is set up to dole out contracts and the way championship teams are built based on that framework.
Mm-hmm.
Right. For instance, will Jalen Brunson in his prime ever become an unrestricted free agent?
No.
No, not with the Knicks, because the Knicks will trade him first and get something for him.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But so here's the thing I wanted to mention to everyone also. But let me ask you this: did you have any when you heard the news? Hey, let me rewrite that statement I just mentioned. I'm gonna put some you remember whiteout?
Yep.
Remember whiteout? You used to take the whiteout and put it on the paper. Let me white out that last statement and I said about the first thing. The first thing I want to do is say congratulations, man, on the Scoop B interview, bro.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, that was fantastic, bro. And he got dressed up suit and tie for you.
Yeah. You know what? He said this is kind of like the summer. He's like, yo, I'm about to go to the pool. I'm about to do this. But he's like, he did the interview. He got dressed up for the interview and everything.
Yeah, man. Y'all did y'all thing, man. Salute. Yeah, man. Hey, man. Yeah, you did your thing, bro. You asked some. I thought you made me nervous a little bit, like trying to put my guy on the spot, man. It was like,
oh, the Hulk Hogan question.
Yeah,
I'm like, I had to ask, but I didn't do it too rough. I didn't want to put him in a position like he says something against somebody he don't,
Yeah. But you wasn't scared to ask though.
No.
Yeah. Salute, man. Yeah. Good job, man. Yeah. Good job on that. So, one of the things though that I wanted to ask you is, what's your personal basketball feeling on Mikal Bridges extending with the Knicks? So in theory, we have Mikal Bridges for 5 more years. What's your feeling on that?
Yeah, it's great. Like he bought in. Like he gave $6 million back. Actually, usually what the Knicks are looking for is buy-in. Like, you know what? We're gonna commit to you. You're gonna commit to us. The trade kicker alone is the Knicks, like saying, okay, we like you for the long haul. Like,
right.
You know what I mean? This ain't just a little trip. You see those NBA players. They promise players something. They sign a nice deal, and then they're out.
Julius Randle? Yeah.
So this is, you know what? We're investing in each other.
Right.
Yeah.
My stance on the Mikal Bridges extension is multi-layered. right? For one, bro, you remember when players would come here and they'd be like, I don't like talking about contracts during the season. That mean they gone, bro. They'll get asked that question in December or November. Hey, superstar player that got to the Knicks some random way. Just random. I'm say player X. Hey, player X. You know, the Knicks traded for you in a contract. Yeah, you ever thought about re-signing with the Knicks? Oh, I don't like talking about contract. It's during the year, man. I want to focus on basketball. It's the reason why I hired an agent. And
No,
as soon as free agency come, they gone.
It's business. It's like it's business. My agent is gonna take you for everything you got.
Yep.
I don't want to rock the boat, but
Right.
prepare next summer. Like,
right. Yeah, and so, but here during this regime, I like to call it the Rose era. I don't know what else you can call it. But here you notice guys get here and they look to re-sign. Like when the opportunity is there,
mm-hmm.
when the opportunity is there, they like, yo, yeah, I'll sign that extension.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even Randall did it. People forget Julius Randall did it.
Mm-hmm.
Not on the second extension now. He ain't no fool. He ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying, do it twice. He gotta look out for his, his earning potential.
Yeah.
Right?
He wanted to.
Yeah.
He wanted to.
Yeah.
It just didn't work out. But yeah, he wanted to.
Yeah. It's just the politics, the business of it. Right? LI1 is in the building. And so my other thing about the Mikal Bridges thing is there is an element of flexibility in basketball that having a Mikal Bridges gives you. Like for one of the first times in the 50 plus, well, I ain't gonna say 50 plus years. I'm gonna say, because I've been, I'm in my 50s. So I'm gonna say the 40 plus years that I've kind of understood and could follow basketball. Next. Bro, I'm not 60, bro. Fritz, why you gonna do that, bro? You gonna really?
Mm-hmm.
You gonna call me 60 in front? I ain't 60, bro.
I don't know.
Y'all heard Fritz?
It's how you feel, Freezy. It's how you feel. It's how you feel, Freezy.
Yeah, is you as young as you feel? Yeah. Yeah. So for the first time in a long time, the Knicks are not stuck in a certain style and a certain type player has to fit. Remember that? Remember, like every free agent, every draft pick has to fit a certain style that the Knicks are playing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. If y'all remember back in the 90s, if you wasn't like 6'9", 250, the Knicks didn't want you. And if you were a guard, if you wasn't a hard-nosed Charlie Ward type guard, they didn't want you.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, the Knicks had Doug Christie and Hubert Davis. They like, nah, a sweet shooter. What are we gonna do with a sweet shooter? Yeah. What are we gonna do with that, bro? We can't. What are we gonna do with the? Why would we want Tim Hardaway? Why would we want Kevin Johnson? Those dudes ain't Charlie Ward. Those dudes ain't Greg Anthony, Doc Rivers. Like you remember, remember when Mark Price was killing the East? What would the Knicks do with Mark Price, man? Mark Price is not Greg Anthony. We need a Greg Anthony type point guard for those that remember, right? But now the Knicks can add any type of talent that they want because the roster is so flexible that they can play any style of basketball that you want to play. Any style. It don't matter. You want to bomb away from three? We can defend that. You want to run up and down the floor? We'll match that. You want to play in the half court? We'll match that. You want to go with a deep bench and play 11 play? Oh, wait a minute. All right, so I probably went a little bit too far because the Knicks went deep, right? Tibbs wasn't gonna do that, right? Jay Boogie is in the building.
Hey, what's up, Jay Boogie?
Jay Boogie, what's wrong with the 60-somethings? That's your age. Yo, come on, man. Come on, man.
I mean, you get the senior discount. What's not to like?
Yo, all I'm gonna say is listen, if you weren't born in either 67, 68, or 69, I can't have that conversation with you.
Oh
Right?
man,
I can't have that conversation with you. If you weren't born 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, I can't have that conversation with you, man. You know what I'm saying?
I'm eating with you, Freezy. We getting the discount. We getting the discount.
I know. And we drinking black coffee, no sugar, no cream, nothing. Just
Nothing.
black coffee, right? So, but yeah, in terms of where the Knicks are, in terms of roster construction wise, in terms of yo Knicks Nation, that's my people. Yo, hey, Nick Nation, I'm in January '68. Yeah, man. But yeah, in terms of roster flexibility, bro. In terms of roster flexibility, when you add a Mikal Bridges, you add a Karl Anthony Towns, knowing that you have a Mitch, you can play any style, right? You can play any style. You can play any style you want, right? When you have a Jalen Brunson, you can play. When you have a Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart, you can play any style you want. I mean, any style, bro. Ain't nobody stopping you. You can play any style. When you have OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, you can play any style. We showed the world that Josh Hart can legit play some big man minutes defensively, not offensively, of course. Right? And so now the Knicks are in that era where when you sign Mikal Bridges up for the next handful of years, you're telling the world that you are focused on roster and contract flexibility, meanwhile keeping your eyes on the main prize, which is winning a championship in the year that you're in. Miguel P is in the building. Salute. Right? The Knicks are maintaining roster and play style flexibility while maintaining and contract flexibility while keeping their eyes focused on winning the championship in the year that they're in. And I think that's the thing that Knicks fans have been asking for since Mike Miller was calling horns every play. You remember when Fizdale got fired and Mike Miller came in and he ran horns every play for Kevin Knox, and then he stopped playing Kevin Knox because he wasn't knocking down shots. And you're like, really? You out here running horns with Mo Harkless? Yo, Miguel P, right. This is one. Fritz, when's the last time you looked at a Knicks roster and said, we have 0 bad contracts?
It's been a while. You know what? Back in the day, the Knicks would take a bad contract.
Yeah.
Just to get someone else.
Yeah. Just to shed money and hope LeBron would listen to him in free agency. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
We'd be like, Kawhi Leonard is a free agent this summer. Let's sign Marcus Morris to a 1-year deal.
Can we trade for an injured player? Back in the day, we would ask, could we trade for an injured player?
Because he's not gonna play anyway. We just need a injured player on a huge contract that'll be coming off this summer. And we're like, sure, we'll trade the draft rights to Jamal Murray for that injured player. I know it didn't happen that way. I know the draft rights to Jamal Murray was in the Carmelo deal. I know that. I'm just saying in general. So here's the I guess the kicker to the Mikal Bridges thing is he the fit? Are the Knicks in a situation where they can start taking advantage of what this kid can do? That's good. Are the Knicks in a position where they can start playing to his strengths?
Mm-hmm. I still think they need to tweak it, but yeah, they can. I still think they need a new starter, but
a starter where? Like, what would that starter play?
You know what? Honestly, I think small forward or power forward. I would like a wing player. I would like a wing player to play. Someone who plays both sides. Like, I know two-way player is such a, like, in our minds is such a thing, but someone who could play legit defense. They don't have to be like a legit like stopper, but someone who could play some defense.
Okay.
But yeah.
Like what type of player? Like name a name. That way we can kind of know the archetype that you're talking about.
I've been throwing around names, but it's tough to make the money work and make sense.
I'm talking about
purposes. Okay, so a person would make sense to me. Ochai Agbaji.
Okay.
In Toronto. So somebody who's gonna shoot threes, but at the same time can play defense. So Keon Ellis is probably the best thought process, but he's kind of out of our range. But there's a lot of people like that.
Prezi in the building. Salute.
So someone who could shoot. Agbaji had like a great year from three last year.
Right.
Someone like who could shoot 37% from three. But at the same time, they're not a cone on defense.
Okay. That's interesting. That's very, very interesting, bro. What does that person offer you? Yeah, that's
what it offers me is changing Mikal's role.
Okay.
They're not beating him up all day. He's not automatically the guy. He's automatically not the guy. Like you're not going to put Brunson on their best offensive backcourt player.
Right.
But you have a little bit more flexibility. Maybe I don't have to use Mikal. I can get this other person to take Mikal's role and Mikal shifts. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just a little bit more flexibility, a little bit more options. And in the 3-point shooting, we definitely need.
Right. Okay. So that tells me that you prefer a certain style of basketball then. And what style is that?
Yeah, I want to open up the floor more. I want to open up the floor more. I want the ball to move. I want us to shoot a three whenever it's open. Whenever it's a good shot, shoot a three. Whenever you're open, shoot a three.
Okay. In the Celtics style or in a Cleveland Cavaliers style?
Celtics overdo it. Celtics overdo that. I don't know. Nobody's Golden State, but like in the way that you see Golden State, like Steph is probably forcing the shot, but everybody else is probably when they swing the ball, somebody's open, and right. once it's a good shot, just shoot it.
Yeah, because the Celtics, one of the things that we don't notice about the Celtics is that they generally have like the height advantage on guys, man. Like when they have Porzingis on the floor,
Oh yeah.
and Tatum on the floor and Derek White and Drew Holiday on the floor, like these guys generally are bigger, taller, maybe even lengthier, if that's a word, and more athletic than the guys that they play against. And it creates these situations where all it takes is for one of those dudes to catch fire on any given night, and they can carry you from 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you scramble to put out the fire, now you're leaving Jason Tatum open at the top of the key for 3.
Yeah.
Or Porzingis open from 27 feet, and your big man is taught not to jump on the perimeter. So now a dude that's 7'3", and I know he's gone. I'm just talking about historically what they did, right? Historically what they did. You're taught not to jump at jump shots on the perimeter because only bad things can happen, right? Only bad things can happen, right? I don't know. I'm in a place where can Jalen Brunson be that guy, the engine, like Donovan Mitchell is for the Cavs to generate their offense, get out and run with bigs, knock down 3-point shooters? Can we get our bigs to start knocking down threes as opposed to having one big only that can shoot threes? I'm asking you, is that a scenario where you can get your bigs to start knocking down threes like at maybe 32%?
They need to. That I think that's the tough thing, because Mitch ain't a shooter. Mitch not even. How does Mitch fit into that equation?
Yeah, I was talking about Josh Hart though.
Josh, there's some decisions on Josh to be had. I'm excited for him, but there's some decisions to be had.
Okay. Yeah, because in my mind, I'm asking, or I'm not asking in my mind. I guess I'm taking in what you said, and based on what you're saying, is that the Knicks can be an up and down team with bigs on the floor and stretch the floor and have bigs do damage from the outside.
Yeah, I'm when I look at Josh Hart and what in my mind, what he should be doing is Josh Hart needs to be on his Russell Westbrook. Like, I need you to push the ball every time. I don't need you to hold the ball. I need you to push the ball every time. I need you to try to get to the rim. If you can't get to the rim, get rid of the ball, because you're not a shooter. You're not a threat. Like, I think his primary value is starting fast breaks, putting pressure. Like,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
I can't keep. Everybody keeps, hoping he becomes a shooter every year.
Now that man 30.
30.
Bro. That man's 30.
He's 30.
Yeah, man.
But his best role is when he's putting pressure.
Right. I would say this because here's the question that we have to ask, and this is for my chat. This is for the hoop heads again. Like this ain't for the Twitter folks. The Twitter folks that just want to argue for the sake of arguing. This part right here is not for y'all. We want you to be here, but I'm saying this part of the conversation is kind of not for y'all. The main question we should be asking is, what style of play can Mike Brown bring to the Eastern Conference that assures us a championship? Right? And so part of that question should be, when's the last time a high-paced Eastern Conference team won a championship? Not high-volume shooter. I didn't say high-volume shooter. I'm not saying teams that take a lot of shots. I'm talking about fast-paced teams, right? Because you run a fast pace in order to get more shots, But if you can create more shots without running the floor like the Knicks used to, remember the Knicks could generate a lot of shots just by offensive rebounding, right? Mike Brown is seemingly brought here to get more shots by pushing the pace. And so when has a team that ran up and down the floor, up and down, up and down, up and down, and zoom, 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 won a championship from the Eastern Conference?
Wow.
Is that a legitimate question? Can a fast-paced team win a championship from the Eastern Conference? And part B to that is, can the Knicks do it? That should be our question, right? Fritz, is that not a legit question?
It's a legit question. I don't know. Would you consider Miami Heat like one of the big three?
No, I'm talking about in terms of pace. Nah, they were slow paced. But they got out and ran. Now they scored in transition because they had two of the greatest fast break guys ever in Dwayne Wade and LeBron James. But Joel Anthony wasn't doing that.
Nope.
Chris Bosh wasn't doing that. Mike Miller wasn't doing that. That was because they had the two of the greatest athletes to ever play the game on one team. Right? And Dwayne Wade, and man, that dude's nickname was Flash. LeBron James, LeBron James is the GOAT. In some people's eyes, LeBron James is the GOAT. In Fritz's eyes, LeBron James is the GOAT.
He's one of them. He is one of them. Well, if I really try to look at the list, I don't think there's been any team in my lifetime in the East that's been like a fast-paced team who's won the championship.
Right. And see, that's the question. Then why are the Knicks trying to do it?
I don't think they necessarily are. I think they need to speed it up. But,
sure, right.
But I don't think they're gonna be 8 seconds or less.
Yeah. Yeah, and 7 seconds or less worked when there was a 10-second backcourt. You remember what the backcourt thing was? 10 seconds. That was 8.
Yeah.
So now they be trying to get shots up in 5 seconds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that. Y'all trying to get shots up in 5 seconds or less? Good night, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, but here's my thing. If the Knicks know something that fans don't know, I'm cool with that. Right? Because they have an analytics department of about, they have, I don't know, what is it, like 800 people in analytics, or their front office department doing stuff at different levels, whether it's college scouting, 3-point shooting, whatever. They have an army, like 800 people, right? And so I know the Knicks have access to data that we don't have, which I'm cool with that, right? But from a fan's perspective, this is a base level question. If teams don't win championships coming out of the Eastern Conference by running a fast pace, why are we doing it? Can I tell you what I think the answer is, or you have your own? Well, let me ask you this. Let me ask you that first. Like, why do you think they're looking to do it? Like, just speeding it up, like you mentioned, because you mentioned a small part, but you didn't finish.
Because our defense isn't that elite.
Okay.
Like we literally lost games because we couldn't score enough.
Right.
Like we literally couldn't score enough. So we aren't one of those classic New York teams we're holding everybody in 90. So we just need to score more, because that's where most of our talent is. Like, okay, take away the what's holding back that offense from being elite. If that's going to be our elite skill, let's do that. But our defense, it could be average with an elite offense. That's still an elite team.
Okay. 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 My thought is a little bit different.
Mhm.
And I'm taking in what you said as food for thought.
Mm.
I think the Knicks are frustrated beyond measure about teams beating up Jalen Brunson at the point of attack defensively. That's what I think it is, bro. Sorry about that, man. Had to grab a drink, man. So I think the Knicks are frustrated beyond means that every shot that they get during it, if they take 85 shots, 80 of them are smothered.
Mhm.
Right? 80 of them the shooter is smothered. And I think they're frustrated by that. That they can't get easy shots. Right? I think that's what it is. I think the fact that you can get out and run occasionally, what that does is, and I know it sounds, um, crazy when I say this, but getting out and run has a butterfly effect. Because if we run, that means they have to run, right? If we run, they have to run, and if they have to run, that means while we don't have fresh legs, that means they don't have fresh legs, right? And also, what that does is when you run, you can't systemically or systematically, whichever word fits best here, you can't systemically or systematically point out your offensive, or you can't set your defense um, every trip down the floor for the Knicks, because in transition you have to get the closest guy, right? You can't run if Cat's on the left wing. You can't run all the way across the floor if you're a big and pick up Cat because you have time because Jalen Brunson is being smothered and barely can get the ball across the floor. Now you have the perfect defensive matchup, and now you can call the defense that you game planned the night before to stop the Knicks, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
So not only that, not only do you run down the other team, they can't set their defense because now in transition, when you have Trey Young by OG Anunoby, he has to stay with OG Anunoby, right? If you're running, he has to stay with OG.
Mhm.
And now you can give OG Anunoby the basketball on Trey Young. And now their defense has to make an adjustment. Are you going to let 240 pounds of twisted steel, back Trey Young down to the rim and dunk on him for 4 or 5 straight possessions? Or are you going to bring a double to try to get the ball out of OG Anunoby's hands? And now you have Cat open at the top of the key for three, but you already knew that, so you scramble out the Cat, but he hot potatoes the pass to Jalen Brunson off the wing for three, which you can't account for. And right, it's not the first pass; it'd be like the second pass that'll kill you, right? So by running, you have these mismatches. Or, for instance, the guy that you want to guard Cat picks Cat up in transition. Say you want to guard Cat with Drew Holiday, right? Now you're running. Now they can't set their defense and communicate. Now Cat can have Drew Holiday be barbecue chicken. The only reason why Drew Holiday can guard Cat is because you can set your defense and bring the double team, right? You can bring the double. When Cat posts up Holiday, he has to scan the floor, see where the double is coming from before he gets into his offensive move. This is how basketball works, right? But when you run the floor, you can't do that because now the dude that you send might be Derek White. And I know Drew Holiday is not with the Celtics. I understand that, right? I'm just saying in these scenarios that you've seen in the past, right? Now you can't do these type. The dude you was going to send to double team, might not be a good defender. Right? Now it's like you double teaming with Cat. You know Cat is not a great defender like that. So you know you can't send him to double team. Because he'll foul. Cat will do something crazy like foul before the double team is set. And you're like, oh, you just ruined it, man. Come on, dog. What you doing? In my mind, that's reason number one why the Knicks want to run. To stop teams from beating up on Jalen Brunson. That makes sense? Or I'm jumping out the window?
No, it makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah. Thing number two is you get more open threes in transition. You spread the floor. You have a 3-on-2. Teams are taught to protect the paint and spray out to the shooters. Right? Spray protect the paint. On a fast break, you don't want people dunking. I don't care if Larry Bird is in the corner wide open for 3. If you got Michael Jordan going down the paint, you got to let Mike Jordan dunk. I mean, I don't care if it's Steph Curry in the corner for 3, wide open, nobody over there, and Michael Jordan. You got to let Mike Jordan dunk the ball, right? You got to, right? You got to. There's that. So there's that part of it. And now here's the other thing, and Fritz, this is the other thing too that I hear fans talk about, and I hear analysts talk about, and I think I heard somebody. I don't know if it was a show that you were on, or if it was a show that Ron was on. It was the fans, the chat was talking about, we need 2 or 3 more ball handlers. You know, I think your roster should always have 7 ball handlers on it. If your roster has 15 people, half of them have to be ball handlers. I don't care. The other part we can fix, right? But you got to have dudes that can move the basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You got to have dudes that can move the basketball, right? I think when we talk about ball handling, I think we have to understand that there's levels to this, right? When you talk about ball handlers, there's levels to it, right? I'll give an example. If Karl-Anthony Towns is being guarded by Rudy Gobert in an isolation, Karl-Anthony Towns is an excellent ball handler, right? I trust Cat against any defensive center that has ever existed in an ISO where Cat can dribble the basketball. However, I don't want Cat grabbing rebounds, bringing the ball up against guards.
Mm-hmm.
You see how that worked?
Yep.
East Blue Drew in the building, salute. Right? I love Cat. I love Cat in isolation against any defensive guard that has ever played the game. I love Cat in the ISO against Bill Russell if Cat can dribble. Cat can take Bill Russell off the dribble, right? I know this. I've seen it. We've seen 1 year of Cat with the Knicks, right? And all you've seen is, Cat be crying at the rim. Right? Mm-hmm. Like how often, man, Cat doing all that crying at the rim. And then when you ask them, well, what about other centers in the NBA? Have you seen other centers in the NBA go 25 feet to the rim, get to the rim and get fouled and don't get a call? No, you have not. You ain't seen Jokic taking people off the dribble from those 25 feet. Right? Can Jokic get to the rim? Yeah, he can get to the rim. Can he make tough shots? Yeah, he can make tough shots. Jokic ain't taking people off the Wemby ain't taking people off the dribble, bro. Cat Karl-Anthony Towns is taking dudes off the bounce. But I don't want Cat bringing the ball up full court against pressure. I need real ball handlers to do that. Right? And so when the chat say we need ball handling, right? When people say we need ball handlers, I want to emphasize that there's levels to this ball handling thing, right? Ball handling doesn't just mean dribbling, right? Ball handling doesn't just mean dribbling. Ball handling means everything that ball handlers do, right? Carving out space, passing at certain angles, dribbling. dribble pass combinations, catching the ball on the fly. Like, it's a lot of things that ball handlers do that's not just associated with dribbling. Now, do we need more dribblers? Yeah. Do we need more elite dribblers? Yeah. Right. But if you run, right, when you pick up the pace, the emphasis is less on elite ball handling and more on getting the ball up the floor as fast as you can without turning the ball over. Oh boy, I done made Fritz mad. Fritz, you done got mad, bro.
No, I'm just listening. Just listen.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
Did I? Hey, I must have said something about Jay Ellis. Every time, hey y'all, every time I say something about Jay Ellis, man, Fritz me one.
That's my guy. That's my guy.
Salute to the Nigga Time Show. I just do that in there so I can salute Nigga Time Show, man. Salute Nigga Time Show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. I think the ball, yeah, for sure, the ball handling thing there's levels to this. There's levels to this ball handling thing, right? Do I like Deuce McBride in transition? Hell yeah. Do I like Deuce McBride running the pick and roll? Hell no. Right?
Yeah.
Do I like Mikal Bridges dribbling the ball in transition? Hell yeah. Do I like Mikal Bridges handling the ball out of Zoom Jet? No. There's a difference. Right? Wolverine, hey, Wolverines, yeah, thank you. I appreciate you pointing out Josh Hart, right? Josh Hart pushing in transition. Do I like that? Hell yeah. Do I like Josh Hart running offense out of an offensive set? Hell no.
Nope.
Yeah. Fritz, you see what I'm talking about the ball handling?
Yeah.
About how it's different levels to it. And I think the conversation has been, yo, we need more ball handling. And I'm here to say, I think I agree, but not at the way that y'all, that's the way that's been communicated.
Yeah.
Right.
I think a lot of people, they hear ball handling and they think
Rod Strickland.
They think point guard.
Yeah.
Or they think a shooting guard who can, or a tweener point guard.
Bradley Beal.
Yeah. And those are ball handlers, but there's more than that.
Right. Right. I think I agree. I think I agree. Right. The thing is, oh my, Bodega Wi-Fi just asked a question. I'm gonna say no, but elements of it. I don't think he's gonna run the Princeton offense. Remember, the Princeton offense is to wear you down mentally, right? To have you have mental lapses. That's why they get back doors all the time, because they'll show you the same look over and over. And you'll be like, yo, that's the same thing. And then somebody behind you is laying the ball up. And you're like, Lee, they just wore me down, right? The Princeton offense, they wanted to take, under the famous Princeton coach, I forget his name, but they only wanted to take like 50 shots a game, right? They wanted to milk that shot clock, milk it, run the same plays over and over until you get like worn down and you have like a mental lapse. And maybe you see something that you thought was different and you jump out at it. It's the same thing disguised, and the same dude that backdoored you 8 plays earlier is backdooring you again. And now you're like, I think and salute to Bodega Wi-Fi. And that's a beautiful dog, by the way, too. I just want to say that, right? But I think what Mike Brown is going to do is invent a offense based on the personnel grouping that he has. Like he did in Sacramento with the Trident offense. That was genius because they had athleticism at every position, right? When you have athleticism at every position, then you can do things like the Trident offense, because if everybody can dribble, pass, and shoot, right, then that means you don't need De'Aaron Fox to throw a pass that Sabonis could throw. So when Sabonis catches it, he can throw that pass to an open shooter. Whereas other teams, and I'm going to use the Knicks for an example, if Mitch catches it at 40 feet, he has to wait till a ball handler gets there to come get the ball from him so he can reestablish himself as a threat in the offense. Meanwhile, the pass that was wide open, 30 feet away from Mitch, is now covered up. And this is not me picking on Mitch. This is just me saying that you got to know your personnel. This is me saying the Trident offense was giving people fits until teams started getting back on defense. Like none of that stupid raking at the ball in the backcourt. Against the Trident offense, you legit had to sprint on defense back to your position, because if you just jogged it down there, they were going to beat you because the ball moved faster than the man. So defensively, as soon as you saw them about to get the rebound, you had to sprint back defensively and set up your defense. Right? Will we see elements of that? I think so. Will we see elements of Mitchell Robinson screening inside the three-point line? I think so. I think seeing Mitchell Robinson screen inside the three-point line, and I know what people are going to say, like inside the three-point line, outside the three-point line, what's the difference? 1 point on a made shot. That's the difference. That's the difference. Does that sound like a huge difference? Absolutely, it's a huge difference. Because now Mitch, instead of Mitch screening 37 feet away from the rim, Mitch is screening 21 feet away from the rim, 22 feet away from the rim. That's a difference of 15 feet for an athlete like Mitchell Robinson. Right? It's another 15 feet. John Bryce in the building. Still Knicks fans is in the building. Sherwin, what's good? Fritz, what type of offense are you anticipating Mike Brown running with the Knicks based on the personnel that you see?
Yeah, I'm not like well versed in like offensive, but I just think, I think they're just gonna try to spread it out. We just got so many like talented players. You gotta let them do what they do. Like, we got to get rid of some, we can't be isolating as much as we have been. I just know that part. Like,
right.
We can't live off of ISO.
Okay. Did you know Still Knicks fans loves Boys to Men, bro?
Yeah. He might like the Isleys too.
Man, come on, man. Why y'all do that, bro? Yeah. Troll King. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Troll Economy Show in the building. The Troll Economy Show is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. What's good? Chat, what type of offense can y'all imagine Mike Brown running with the personnel group that he has? Right? Now, I know y'all are going to say, he going to be bringing new ideas and all that stuff. That's not what I'm asking you. I'm asking you based on the personnel group that y'all are used to seeing, because for the most part, you've seen this personnel group here for at least a year.
Mm-hmm.
What do y'all thinking, chat? What kind of offense you think Mike Brown's going to run in the half court? Yeah, I saw him, bro. Bodega, I saw him. We was in Flatbush, and Ron had on one of them. I think it's a Still Knicks fans hat. I think he had a Still Knicks fans hat on or something. At the bodega, singing "Can You Stand the Rain." I didn't even know the song. He's like "Sunny Days" or something. He was saying, like Like still Knicks fans was on in Flatbush talking about sunny days, something. I can't remember the rest of it. But Chad, what type of offense can y'all imagine Mike Brown running in the half court? Sherwin says Tibbs had to slowing down to help the awful defense. What can Mike Brown do if he pick up the pace? Our defense will be exposed. Nah, Tibbs, no, nah. Now Tibbs is out there running a 1977 defense, thinking that that's going to stop 3-point shooting. Right? It's not gonna. That's not how we operate in 2025. The thing is with Tibbs, I was cutting Tibbs slack when he first got here, but you can't say like it don't make sense to say 5 years of coaching. They give you 5 years and you can't have the number one defense and you're supposed to be a defensive genius. Fritz, that makes sense? Like this dude is supposed to be a defensive genius, right?
Yeah, the reputation.
And you gave him 5 seasons, right?
Yep.
And he only finished top 10 in one of those seasons. And that's because we gave up the least amount of shots in the NBA, and we still finished 7th.
He had two elite wings. Yeah, 2 elite wings.
Yeah. I like where Ron is going, like a lot of 5 out and pick and roll and back cuts. And so if from based on what Ron said, what I would do is I would say 5 outs, back cuts, and tons of movement. I would eliminate pick and roll. Now I know we're gonna see it, right? I know we're gonna see it, but if we're saying we're probably gonna see a lot of, then I would leave out pick and roll, because if you do pick and roll, that eliminates tons of movement and 5 out. As soon as you put one person stationary and another is the primary ball handler, right? Everybody else is not. You can't have an out system with two people engaged in an action, right? You can't have, you know what I'm saying, in 5 out, basically you're moving the basketball between all 5 people. So, yeah, I get what Ron's saying. I do understand probably seeing a lot of pick and roll early until we get into the real Mike Brown offense, or until you play against elite defenses.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now, once you play against elite defenses, of course, you're going to see pick and rolls, because elite defenses are going to have 2 elite defenders, 1 good defender, an average defender, and probably a bad defender, right? Bad defenses generally have 3 bad defenders on it, right? It don't matter if you have an elite defender. If you got 3 bad defensive players on it, it's a bad defense. It don't matter. You can have Dennis Rodman, right? Dennis Rodman can't guard all 5 players, right? The reason why Dennis Rodman's defense was elite, and chat, this is one of the things that I want to say to y'all about OG Anunoby. And I know it's going to sound OD, but y'all need to start building an altar to OG Anunoby, right? Because here's the thing. Most elite, world-renowned defenders play with another elite, world-renowned defender, right? Like, Fritz, can we use Dennis Rodman for the example?
Yep.
Dennis Rodman was drafted by who? by the Bad Boy
Detroit.
Pistons, right?
Right. Yep.
They were known for defense before Rodman got there. They were trying to be defensive before Rodman. They had names like Lambeer, Joe Dumas, right? They had a Joe Dumas, an elite point of attack defender. They had Lambeer, Mahorn, Sally, Rodman, and a great defensive scheme, right? And then he left, meandered around, and then he went to the Bulls, who had Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Right? So when you look at Dennis Rodman's defensive career, was he a great defender? Yeah, absolutely. But he was surrounded with great defensive people. The thing I'm saying is, what I'm saying is OG Anunoby without Mitchell Robinson at the first part of the season, and with Mikal Bridges, whatever we were doing with Mikal Bridges, it puts OG Anunoby on an island where you don't understand how great OG Anunoby is.
Mm-hmm.
In a defensive system with a healthy Mitchell Robinson and with a correctly used, a weaponized Mikal Bridges, I think OG Anunoby is going to be first team All NBA this year. If Mitch is healthy and Bridges is played right, OG Anunoby is first team All NBA. Okay. In my mind.
Okay. I do have a question for you. Okay. So you're saying Mitch is absolutely essential?
No. To what? To OG Anunoby making All NBA? Absolutely.
No. To this team. So
no, that's not the point that I was making.
Oh, okay.
The point that I was making is with Mitchell Robinson on the floor, OG Anunoby's value can be seen.
Okay.
Yeah, it can be seen.
Okay.
Because it's always there. It's always there, but you don't see it. With the only time you really see OG's defensive presence really is like the play on Tatum when Tatum isoed on Mitch in the playoffs.
Okay. Yep.
And Tatum couldn't get by Mitch, and then OG comes from out of nowhere, and then he tries to kick the ball out, and Mikal Bridges steals it. You have three of your best defenders all in one play on one player, and you get to see the greatness of that defense in that one play because those three are together. Right? That's what you get to see. You get to see Mitch stay in front of probably the most skilled player in their 20s. Of all the 20-somethings, Jason Tatum might be the most skilled player. Right? Mm-hmm. Jason Tatum might be does he get the most calls? No. I think IKBM Dre's heartstring SGA probably gets the most calls. You can't even walk by him. He a foul beta. Right? He probably gets the most calls. He's probably the most respected offensive player. Right? Because he plays like Adrian Dantley. Like he gets the Adrian Dantley calls. Like the slightest little contact, he's flopping all over the place like a fish. Right? Right. But if you're talking about the most offensively skilled pound for pound, it's probably Jason Tatum. Now it's probably Jason Tatum. Right. Mm-hmm. Right. If in a few years it might be Wemby, but for right now, I'm gonna say it's Jason Tatum. And you saw Mitch and OG and Mikal Bridges show their defensive chops against that player in a moment where a defensive player needed to show their defensive chops. Mm-hmm. Oh, I forgot about Luka. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Luka also. I forgot about him. Yeah, Luka probably is. You're right. I think you might be right.
So, okay. So you think Mitch is about to get locked up the next couple of years? By the Knicks?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know.
Yeah.
The thing about Mitch is I don't doubt his ability. I think when you're talking about long-term contracts, I think we got to see Mitch play at least another full season. Mitch has got to stay healthy, and I love Mitch, by the way. But I think I was just watching Mitch's truck stuff on Instagram. Shout out to Mitch Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but
yeah, he's just hard to replace. Like I know, you know, I was playing around with the calculator and all kind of stuff. And it's like, okay, you take Mitch out, then what?
Well, what of Mitch are you taking out?
Was that?
What of Mitch are you taking out?
Oh no, like actually trading him or not extending him and trading him.
Oh, I'm talking about production. I'm not talking about the money.
Oh, rim protection.
What level of rim? I mean,
I'm actually offensive rebounding is what he does elite. Shot blocking. And he puts a lot of pressure. Like he actually does deter. He actually does deter people from.
Wait a minute. Is a calculated guy saying that Mitchell Robinson does something that you can't calculate?
Yeah.
Oh
wow! I know you can't.
Wow.
You know the rebounds people calculate, but he does. Like he has like a deterring effect. Like
Okay.
if he's facing the man, they ain't gonna come down that lane. They ain't gonna come down that lane when Mitch is and he's in the right spot.
Salute. Jay, what's good, man?
What's good, Frizzy? What's good, Frizz?
Hey, what's going on?
Chilling, man. I knew if I said SGA 3 times. Yo, you remember? Hey, I don't know if you remember this conversation, but you remember when Nick's Gas used to come on the show? Remember Nick's Gas? He was
Vaguely,
in the very beginning when you first started jumping on.
Yeah.
And I said something about SGA, and you and I were defending SGA, and we sounded like SGA homers.
I was a lot higher on SGA than for a minute on here than a lot of people were.
Yeah, man.
What's the tenor of the conversation, Treasy?
The type of offense Mike Brown is going to run in the half court.
Yeah. Well, to me, I think the emphasis is going to be, number one, getting the ball across half court as fast as possible so you can get into your actions. Yep. That's the first thing they asked him is like, I love to play fast. And all his teams were like top 5 in terms of like shots earlier in the shot clock because they emphasize getting good looks or great looks as fast as possible. And like in terms of the actual actions and the stuff that we're going to see Cat probably involved more as a decision maker. Are we going to see like growing pains with that? Absolutely. Like, because it's probably something that he hasn't really had to do. He can throw the occasional flashy pass, but can he make consistent right decisions? That'll be in his hands at points during the season, especially at the beginnings. There's going to be a lot of DHO stuff. There's going to be some daring things in terms of challenging defenses. Like you might see some inverted screen and roll where Cat is getting a screen from a guard or a wing, allowing Cat to go downhill or be a decision maker. I think you're going to see a lot more Brunson off ball, and not necessarily in the not in the Steph Curry way, but he'll be flying around some screens in order to get to his actions and get him going downhill with an advantage, like putting defenses in bad situations and putting teams on their heels. I think that's what we have to do, or that's what Mike Brown wants to do. Mike Brown wants to be the puncher, he wants to dictate the terms.
Right.
Whereas we kind of like lived in this reality where teams are going to guard us one way and we're going to have to live within those parameters. Mike Brown is like, no, we're going to force your hand. You're going to have to change your coverages to match up with us.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
This is so refreshing. Wait a minute. Are you telling me that Mike Brown is going to weaponize gravity?
Yeah.
Because if that's what you're saying, this is the first time I probably heard somebody say Mike Brown is going to weaponize the material that he has to strike first.
Yeah. I think he had
Where
he
has
had
IKBM Dre been all my life?
but like I think to be absolutely honest, he had some pieces, some good decision makers and passers, but he never had the ability. He never had a roster that could stretch the floor in unconventional ways like this team
Right.
can. So I think the onus is going to be on him to implement these things, but I have the confidence that he can, and he coaches towards what he has, not towards what he already has in mind. Like he'll bend. Like the only non-negotiable he'll have is playing fast, but the actual sets themselves, they'll bend to what he has on the roster.
You mean flexibility?
Yeah.
Where is
So
IK?
so like a lot of those dribble handoffs and pin downs and stuff that like would be initiated by Sabonis at like the free throw line or the elbow or even sometimes above the break, those might be stretched out a little bit further. Cat might be setting screens way well above the 3 point line. Cat might be starting his DHO at the 3 point line, whereas Sabonis would be free throw line extended as a decision maker. And when you can weaponize spacing like that with like two cutters on the court and a couple of elite catch and shoot guys, it might be very chaotic and very difficult for teams to cover. I think that's what Mike Brown wants to lean into, strengths at all times.
And you know what else, everybody? Cutter doesn't mean attack the rim.
Nope. No, it
You
does
can
not.
have multiple guys cutting at the same time. The thing is, the reason why you cut is you want to attack an area. A lot of times, the most prominent area is the rim because if you can attack it and be successful, you get 2 points. But there are other areas you can attack. Like you can attack the rim, and your second guy can attack the guy that is the weak side rim protector. And you know what that does? It puts the weak side rim protector in jeopardy.
Yeah.
He has to make a decision, right? Do I rush out here to OG that's attacking the rim, or do I give up this midi to Mikal Bridges? And
Pick your
while it
poison.
seems crazy, it seems like crazy, it seems like, you got to protect the rim, bro. You got to go out there. When Mikal Bridges get hot from this mid-range area, he's like,
It'll be one, and to that point, when terms of putting teams in jeopardy, you're going to see. If I had to absolutely guess, you're going to see McCall much more involved as a pick and roll ball handler. You might see him going downhill a little bit more, not necessarily to get all the way to the cup, but to weaponize his mid range shot. And if
right.
you step up on the mid range, the floater or the lob will be available to him.
You think
It's, yeah, go ahead.
I was Fritz. I was gonna ask you and Dre whenever I got, but you know what? I thought Mike Brown was gonna steal, and I think if he steals this, and if we get this, I think the Knicks are the champ, right?
What is it?
Can we steal the Nas Reed 3 from Minnesota?
Oh,
You know
the
what I'm talking
play,
about?
the flare.
The
It's a flare.
Yeah, right. If we could steal the Nas Reed 3 from Minnesota and get Karl Anthony Towns wide open looks at 3,
Some of that is it. You know what it is? It's those double staggered screens, almost similar to Spain pick and roll.
right?
And one of the bigs or one of the guards flares out immediately for a three, and that creates all types of chaos. And you can't cover all things at once if 3 to 4 guys are moving all at the same time.
And you have to protect your neck. As a defender, the decision-making process and figure out where to be is one thing. Fighting through that physically is something else.
And going
Right.
against your instincts because if you're told like for players up until this era, they're always told the default to protect the rim. But Cat makes you fight your instincts over and over. And that once you're indecisive, all it takes is a split second for all NBA guys to take advantage. Because that's all they need is an inch of daylight. I, I'm I'm very excited, looking forward to what what this offense will look like. But it seems we've hired a defensive coordinator that has been around the block for a minute as well. I don't know if you've done any research on Brendan O'Connor, Freezy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't completely detract. We're talking about offense right now.
I don't know how impressed I am with him.
I think,
I'm not saying that I'm not impressed with him.
yeah,
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is every year you have to prove yourself. Like every year somebody else is getting. Every year somebody innovates something, and when you don't, you become Tibbs, right? Like what else? So what I'm saying, like my thing is he gonna be able to innovate? Like, is he gonna be able to take advantage of lineups that don't have elite personnel in it all the time?
yeah, and and what I will say to that is he's basically came from one of the teams that ran some of the most zone defense in the league.
Right.
The Clippers did, and he's been around the block and has been the assistant coach to a lot of high end defenses over the course of his career. I don't know if you knew this, but he was an assistant coach to Mike Brown. I'm not Mike Brown, to Larry Brown. Excuse me.
Okay.
He was already an assistant here in 2005 with Larry
Wow.
Brown. Those were some dark days.
Wow.
But
Those were some dark days. Yeah.
he was there when he was on the Pistons, and he was there with Doc Rivers in LA and Tyronn Lue in LA, and he's been around a lot of top 10, top 5 defenses. And he's probably had his input and share on that, and what he can bring from those organizations here. I'm cool with that, because I'm gonna be real with you, Freezy. We'll probably see us like we'll probably see one possession of zone in the preseason, and that'll be more than like 5 years.
Bro, you'll faint. I have to wake you up, bro. I have to,
Hot flashes, man.
I have to, I have to send the man to your house, bro. He was on the phone. And I heard something hit the floor. I ain't know. He said
So,
he saw a zone.
and not that zone is like the end all and that you need to run zone all the time, but it's cool to have a changeup. It's cool to have a curveball. It's perfectly fine to make make offenses think and change up what they're doing.
Right,
Like better defenses have done this for years now,
right,
and we were above that because we were stuck to a particular scheme that we
right,
could never break from. And that's the most important thing to me is with Mike Brown, we're gonna lean in on optionality and the willingness to adjust to what you do have and to what you don't have on a night to night basis.
right.
It absolutely wouldn't shock me if we had a rotating fifth starter depending on our matchup. And great teams in the past have done that. I'd even name a team he was an assistant coach for. The Spurs used to do that, where
Right,
they had a 5 man, their fifth man in their starting lineup rotated based on a night or who the matchup was or who they're playing against in the series.
right,
And with the roster that we do have, there are 3, 4 guys we could rotate in that fifth starter position.
right,
And it wouldn't shock me if Mike Brown was like, hey, we're going against a team with a couple bigs. I'll throw Mitch out there. Going against a team that wants to play up tempo. Might have to throw Josh out there. Going
right,
against a team that doesn't necessarily cover the 3-point line as well. And they aren't as big. So we might throw Deuce out there as a starter. Like
right,
it's having the ability to dibble and dabble. And I'll even throw out Yabu Sali as well as an example. It
right.
could be a floating 5 man and it wouldn't shock me one bit.
That's interesting. So what that does, in theory, what that does is that eliminates the need for a 15th player being a quality veteran.
Well, the way it's shaping up, we have 12 guys under contract. I don't know if Fritz can back me up, but I believe we can only get like 2 guys, which is one is the vet minimum and one is a second round exemption. So
Right.
I think we can only bring 2 more guys to get to 14.
2 more right now, and
Yeah,
then 1 right at the end of the year.
yeah. Okay. Unless we keep stretching out those 2 weeks where we're under that 14 to save some money, I guess. But yeah, I think we're gonna get to 14. And I was reading about that. I was reading because we gave Kevin McCullough that 2-way contract, he can't get the second round exemption. I don't know if there's any complete validity to it. I read it was from Kevin Smith on Twitter. So
Okay.
it's looking like maybe Diawara might get the second round exemption, but I don't know. I can't call it. I'd have to double check, triple check, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the award because I think what happened is Ian Begley said that McCullough can get it, but I don't. What I understand, he can't.
Yeah, because the CB, like, yeah, I read from Kevin Smith, like, if you sign a 2-way, you can't get the second round exception because you've already been on a 2-way.
Yeah,
So I think they're going to give it to Diawara
yeah,
and
because
give
he's not
Kevin
a
McCullough
rookie.
another 2-way. Yeah,
Because
and give,
he's been in the NBA system. He's not. He's
yeah,
saying
he
he's not
already
a rookie.
has. Yeah, like technically, he already has like, well, not seniority, but
NBA
tenure,
experience.
tenure.
Yeah,
Yeah, NBA tenure. So it might be Diawara, that's our 14th guy, and a minimum that's our 13th guy.
Okay. So who y'all anticipating getting that 13th spot? And this is my setup trap question, everybody. So if I'm smiling like Dr. Evil,
you
it's
gonna make some
I'm
people
ready to
upset
argue.
in the chat. You gonna make
Huh?
some people upset in the chat. You know the Knicks really want Ben Simmons, and I understand it now. I've
Shout out
always
to
wanted
Ron in
Ben.
the chat, man. Shout out to Ron.
I've always wanted Ben Simmons, but I think it's clear that the Knicks don't trust. Tyler ain't ready. Tyler Creator ain't ready.
Yeah.
He's not ready.
And
So
I don't know how much longer you got to be ready when you're a 24-year-old point guard. Like the whole point of drafting him was that he was supposed to be ready.
You know what? I would say this to what Fritz is saying. Fritz, I'm not saying that you're wrong, but I'm gonna throw some liquid on the fire, right? I'm
Oh
gonna throw
man, you
some
about to
liquid on the
throw a
fire. Now,
banana
but
in the road.
here's the thing. When I said liquid, I didn't say water. It might be gas. So, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I don't think it's a colic issue. I think it's a deuce issue, right? Because if Kolick needed more time and Deuce was a legitimate second point guard that you could trust, I don't think there would even be an issue with Tyler Kolick.
mm,
But the fact that the Knicks have told you over and over that Deuce is not a point guard because every summer they bring in a point guard to play that spot, that lets you know that they know what Deuce's shortcoming is. That's the reason why they're looking for a veteran to bring in. And then that also puts them on eggshells with Kolick because, hey, there may come a time through an 82 game schedule that we need Tyler Kolick, to be the backup, right? And if Tyler Kolick is not ready, then what do you do with Deuce? And so it makes it paramount that you have to have a Cameron Payne, DeLon Wright, somebody to be the backup, Shake Milton, somebody to come in and be. Y'all remember how we used to keep like Alec Burks? Remember how we used to keep like these
mm-hmm.
4th string point guards on a roster just in case that Deuce is not ready? We kept them over. Now, mind you, when I say this about Deuce McBride, y'all know I love Deuce. I love Deuce for what he is, an athletic NBA player, a lot of heart, love the city loves him back, great for the culture, great person, all of that. Deuce ain't a point guard, bro.
Nope.
Yeah.
Deuce ain't a point guard. It's the reason why. It's the reason why we trade. Remember, we acquired Shake Milton at not last year, but the year before last, when we traded all these guys like Grimes and all these people. We brought Shake Milton in. When we moved IQ and all these guys around and all that stuff, and Deuce was left, and he still brought in guys in front of Deuce. That was a sign then that Deuce is not what we think he is.
Yeah.
He's something, but just not that.
I think a lot of people look at Deuce and like, oh, Deuce is here for the long haul. I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. I think Deuce, if Deuce is here for the long haul, he'll get extended this summer.
Yeah, but
If
it'll be
not-
to a very minimal amount of money.
That's the reason is that you can get him for less. But I don't think they're married to the idea of Deuce.
I think they
Why
like
would
the
you- why would you
idea
say that,
of
though?
the value of him, but outside of that, if he's making like if Deuce had to command $8 million a year, bye. They would just be like, no.
So why would y'all think? Because I disagree with y'all, but I don't know why. And
No,
this is why I wanna-
he's valued. Like he is a valuable piece. But you can only use him
You
in
gotta
a very
remember that
narrow
your star player is 6'1". So
Yeah, but here's the thing.
6'2".
I understand that. I understand all of that stuff is the same stuff we've been talking about for like 4 years. What I'm saying to y'all is, what my question to y'all is, if I told you that you could either have Deuce McBride or Cam Whitmore, who would y'all take?
Cam Whitmore.
And they make about the same money, right? And
Yeah,
they make about the same money.
but if I had to pay Cam Whitmore $30 million, then I would just take Deuce at $4 million.
But it's the same thing. It's the same thing with Deuce. If you had to have Deuce at $30 million, you would take.
Oh no. But there's no reality where Deuce would ever get that kind of contract. There is some far distant reality where Cam Whitmore,
alternate universe, Fantastic Four universe, where it might
where Cam Whitmore has the athletic ability and it clicks for him mentally.
Yeah,
right.
Where he can be trusted.
But here's the thing. While Cam Whitmore is working his way to that $30 million contract, you're getting his production in real time, right?
Yeah.
You're getting his ascension before he gets to that payday, right?
Well, his payday is next year, so.
Right, he ain't getting $30 million next year, though.
Well, I'll say if it's the free agency market, someone will take a risk on him giving 15, 16 at worst, like right now.
Yeah, I know. I get what you're saying. I use Cam Whitmore as an example for a first round pick, a first round type talent at the back end that was probably drafted somewhere between 23 and 30. That's gonna make in that $3 million range. That range that you would want to have Deuce at 3 or 4 million, somewhere in there, right? Like if you ask me, like, here's another. Would I rather have Ryan Dunn or Deuce McBride? Of course it's Ryan Dunn, because Ryan Dunn is going to do everything that Deuce McBride does, right? And he's going to be further away from free agency. So would I trade Deuce for Ryan Dunn? Absolutely, because I have 3 more years of Ryan Dunn at that dollar amount before I even have a conversation about extension, and he's going to give me better defense.
Yeah, I think if the Knicks do want to keep him, you'll see his extension in the next couple weeks.
In the next 5 weeks, you said?
Next couple weeks.
Okay.
Like Deuce 3 years, 25.
Trey, that man said Deuce at $8 million a year.
Yeah.
I mean, what's his name? What's his damn name?
Have y'all seen Deuce numbers?
Speaking of Dunn, the other Dunn that the Clippers have makes around that much.
Chris Dunn? Yeah.
And he's just a defender. He can't shoot worth a damn, but he's a hell of a defender.
Yeah.
And that's kind of more or less what
Deuce is doing.
Yeah, but I'd say Chris Dunn is a better defender.
Yeah, 7.
You can guard bigger guys. He's like 6'4", 6'5".
I think Deuce can get $7-8 million a year. couple years down the line. We're not talking about next
He's
year.
Javon- he's
We're
Javon
talking
Carter.
about the year after.
No, he's Javon Carter.
You have to
Deuce McBride is a league minimum player.
I know, but you have to give somebody enough money right now that they wouldn't want to bet on themselves the next. You know what I mean?
Right.
I got to take enough question because Deuce could say, "Hey, you know what? I'll just rock next year. If I have a good year, who knows how much somebody gonna offer me?
But
you gotta have enough money on the table now to like let's not even talk that.
Nah, man, listen.
But $7 million a year. If it was 3 years, 21 million to extend them, I'd do it.
No, you wouldn't. Because you're calculating. No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't take Deuce McBride off his worst statistical year.
Yes.
No, and give him an extension to like $8 million.
This is the best time to do it.
No,
on his down year.
If
I believe in it, if I believe in him as a player, I do it now.
Bro, that man shot 40% from the field, and you're gonna give that man $8 to $10 million. and then the thing is if you're a high usage shot creator and you shoot 40%, you like, well, at least he can get you buckets and bunches, and then on nights you'll take those 2 for 14 nights because his thing will be up and down, up and down, up and down. Because some nights he'll give you 8 for 14, and other nights he'll give you 2 for 14, right? Mm-hmm. But with Deuce, bro, Deuce ain't gonna give you that, bro. This is 4 years of this thing.
I think they believe. You know what? If they believe in him, that maybe he could probably even say, hey, this is the time to pile on Tibbs. This is time to pile on the guy who just left.
He kind of did, bro. Deuce himself piled on Tibbs on the way out. And you know what's funny? Like, Deuce was like our only positive net rating guy against the Pacers. Like, when he was in, we were like a +5. When he was out, we were like a -4. So, and he played like only 15 minutes when he should have played more.
Yeah, I'd do it. 3 years, 21. Sign me up. It's not that much money.
Oh, now you going 7 mil. I thought you
said
I
said 7. I said 7 to 8 million. 7 to 8. But if that money, if that came on the table, I'd do it. I'd do it right now.
I think you're in this position where, because you're paying so much to like 4 or 5 guys, you kind of are at the mercy of basically paying a guy like Deuce a little bit more than the minimum just to keep him here, because it'll be harder to get someone. It'll be harder to get his equal, like out of the draft, for example, immediately ready to play. It's just, and it's hard to get those types of players within your organization when all you'll be left to is minimum contracts at a certain point. Because if we're keeping it real, if we're keeping all, like, bro, we have like 190 million, 180 million tied between 5 players. You almost have no choice but to give guys like Deuce 7. But anything more than that, I'm not. I don't know about anything more than that.
I'm not hating on Deuce, bro. What I'm saying is if you go by the numbers, Deuce McBride was absolutely horrible offensively, right? For his position. Mm-hmm. For an undersized guard wing that plays off the ball, you don't want 37% from 3. Undersized dudes that play off the ball, that score off the ball, are supposed to be snipers, right? You not if you in Deuce McBride role and you not shooting 41% from 3, you're not effective because you're an undersized guy that's not a point guard, right? For the most part, that means you're going to have 2 small guys on the floor, right? And so now one of the small guys has to do big guy stuff, whether it's rebound or defend wing players. right? Jalen Brunson ain't doing that. So now Deuce has got to make up for his deficiency by doing other stuff, by guarding 6'7", 6'8", 6'9" guys, or rebounding the basketball, or getting a bunch of steals, or a bunch of assists, something. You have to make up for that deficiency, and he don't make up for those deficiencies, right? And so it's yeah, man, yeah. I like Deuce, and I think he's a valuable piece to our organization. I'm glad he's here. I don't want him to go, right? But
You're just not overpaying him.
yeah, right. I ain't paying that man $4 million. I mean, I am anything over $5 million, because here's the thing: if y'all telling me that Mitchell Robinson can't get 30, but then tell me a dude that does less than Mitch is getting 7, 8, 9, 10, now I don't want to hear it. And chat, I'm telling y'all right now, if y'all telling me Deuce is getting 10 and Mitch ain't getting 30, I'm telling y'all I don't want to hear it. Because it's ridiculous. You can't say that Mitch does stuff at an elite level and is being underused, and we're a better team with Mitch on the floor, and another dude on the roster is doing 1/8 of the stuff that Mitch is doing, and y'all want to give him 7, 8, 9, $10 million? What are we talking about?
I have no problem with it.
Yeah, I have every problem with it, bro.
How much do you think Mitch is gonna get?
I think Mitchell Robinson is a $30 million center.
30 million a year?
A year. That's what I think. Right?
What's the best ability, Freezy? What's the best ability?
In today's NBA, probably 3-point shooting.
No. Availability.
Because if you can shoot the three, bro, you can get that Davis Bertans contract, bro.
If Mitch played 70 games a year, yeah, he would get $30 million.
He doesn't
play. His best ability is availability.
Oh my God!
And no team is committing that much money to a guy that might be injured.
The thing about Mitch, his highest minute per game was 27 minutes a game.
Huh?
The most Mitch has ever played is 27 minutes a game.
Okay.
And he didn't play a lot of games that year.
Hey,
so
did you know?
I think that the most he'll make from the Knicks, I could see if they keep him. I think they're gonna do everything they can do to figure out something not to pay him. But I think if it comes down to it, they will pay him 15, 16.
No,
I think he may top out at 20. At best 20.
Oh no, but if you're
depending on moving other salary off the
see how this thing go with Mitch. Like Mitch
ceiling, but
Deuce don't have a, because the same thing you use for Mitch. Because here's the thing. Y'all said the best ability is availability, right? And then forget that Deuce McBride gets hurt. And the worst thing about him is when Deuce gets hurt, he plays injured and is a shell of himself. The dude played more minutes per game this year, and his numbers went in the tank, and we don't even talk about that. That man shot 40% from the floor. Most of his career, when you look at his career stats, most of his years, he's under 40% from the field. He can't shoot.
But he's playing defense.
Lord help me, Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, bro.
But that's what you get for a $7
y'all trying to send my spirit to the upper room, bro. Why y'all trying to get me out of here, bro? Y'all trying to get me to check out? My heart can't take it, bro.
No, but I don't think that's bad for like a $7 million a year player.
That's terrible.
7 million ain't what it used to be. 7 million used to get you a really damn solid role player, but 7 million might just be a bench. 7 million is a bench player, actually.
We shooting bail for Deuce. Yo, Fritz, if I asked you right now to go outside and find me 5, just go to the mall and find me 10, 60 athletes. Could you do it? Could you just go to your strip mall and find me 10, 6'2" athletes? No. And then I asked Dre to go to his mall Dre, go to your mall and find me 10 7-foot
I'll
athletes.
just go to Foot Locker and get one of the workers, man.
Bro, this is what I'm saying, bro. Like it's no disrespect to Deuce, but bro, it's crazy how the narratives around some players be like, yo, he make too much money, even though he an all-star and got all these awards. And then the dudes that don't have no all-star and no awards, they get the bag. Deuce, listen, I like Deuce a lot, right? But if you told me I could probably hey, Freezy, listen, man, you could probably get IU Asumu for Deuce right now. Would you do it?
Probably.
Come on, man. Like some play, like we be kill, like we'll kill Cat, we'll kill Deuce. Man, we was killing Bridges. But then when it come to Deuce, we like, nah, man, but we like Deuce though, Uncle Freezy. All the narratives that we say they don't apply when it come to people that we like, bro. We gotta shoot them some bail.
That's why I'm not giving him two-way money. I'm not giving him two-way money. Two-way money is big money. Because he's playing one way.
But one way, what way is that though?
Just defense, he's doing well. Shooting, he could do a lot better. If Deuce had like a good shooting year, Deuce can come out here and be like, he'll legit play himself in the year.
Oh, okay.
If Deuce decided to shoot 43% from three this year, somebody's giving him $10-15 million and regretting it.
It might be
somebody's
us.
Doing. It ain't gonna be us because we won't even have that much money.
I know, that's why you lock him down on just the potential of it. Even if he don't reach it, hey, it's still a decent. It's still a decent.
The trend
contract.
tells us that this dude is a non-shooter. He's a non-sniper. He's not that. He had 1 year where he shot 40% from three. The other 3 years he looked terrible. Right. And we saying, yo, we're gonna pay you based on that 1 year we saw.
But
bro,
okay.
Who gives a guy 3 or 4 years?
Terrible. Freezy. He shot 37 from three last year. 37 is still above.
Freezy, there's one thing I would like to say.
But it's not that. But all the 37 is not the same. Like 37% for a center, that's Hall of Fame, right? But for 37% for an undersized off ball two that should be playing point, that's not good, bro.
But also, Freezy, what you can say is,
and you're in a backcourt with an all NBA player, and you shoot 37%.
But it's also on Mike Brown to bring the best out of him. Like but he's okay.
You can't say
one thing about Deuce is that he's never been catered to.
Well, you can't say in the backcourt or all NBA. He never plays with Brunson. So when does he play with Brunson? How often is that?
Bro, the chat just said the plus minus with Brunson and Deuce is insane. That's what the chat said.
It is on limited minutes. It should have been used more. If it was used more, Deuce would probably you'd be talking different about him getting paid.
So here's the let me say something to the Mike Brown thing just real quick. So based on what Fritz said, the Mike Brown getting the best out of Deuce doesn't apply to Mike Brown getting the best out of Mitchell Robinson. Clearly, that's what Fritz told me. That's what I'm taking away from
it. It applies. It applies.
Right? No, it don't. No, I don't. Because you mentioned it for Deuce. You ain't mentioned it for everybody. Because the statement was it's up to Mike Brown to get the very best out of Deuce.
Okay.
It wasn't the get the very best out of every. Because now if that applies to everyone, right? Then now I can say that, man, Mitchell Robinson is on the borderline of being a $30 million a year player. If we're talking about the best,
lock him up then. Lock him up.
Because we said it's Mike Brown. It's up to Mike Brown to get the very best out of, and if Mike Brown gets the very best out of Mitchell Robinson and not Deuce, then now Mitchell Robinson is a borderline $30 million a year player.
Okay.
Right.
But Freezy, can I explain it this way? when our last coach, I will not mention his name.
He who
I
remains
like
nameless.
he literally catered to two players, and everybody got in where they fit in. Now we got Mike Brown. You can't worry about just two players and what they do. Hey, what works? What works? How does Deuce best work here? And then you need to get the best out of all your players, not just two happy players, and everybody else find a way.
Does Deuce McBride have the manila envelope for y'all? Deuce McBride in the trench coat got the FBI envelope, the
I'll take it.
blackmail envelope on y'all?
I'll take it.
Because Deuce legit is a undersized combo guard with limited point guard skills and limited two guard skills. That's a high energy culture guy that you'd like to have around, great person. Those type players, you need them in the NBA. You need Deuce is a good dude, bro, and a good player, right? But for what we're looking to do, when your point guard is small and when you need ball handlers, and Deuce McBride is neither one of them, and you looking to pay him, you're like, bro, come on, man.
I pay him.
I'm giving Deuce 3 for 10. I'm giving Deuce McBride $10 million over 3 years.
That's minimum money.
Okay.
No. I'm giving him 7, 8. I'm giving him 7. 3 years. 3 years, 21. You'll be here for 4 years, and then, you know what? Couple years, it's not working in a year. You know what? I can deal you. I can deal you.
You want that man to be here for 10 years, making right above minimum. That make him be in New York as you want that man to be the Walmart version of Charlie Ward.
No, I think he could be an asset. Like, he's an asset either way. Like, either he's gonna succeed here, or you know what, another team's gonna look at look at him. It's like, hey, he could work here. Let's give him an easier role in New York.
I feel like this is gonna be a summertime debate, bro.
I think so.
But
in 3 weeks. In 3 weeks.
Would you? And so, with all things being equal, would you trade Deuce McBride right now for Cam Whitmore?
Yes.
Then what are we talking about?
But Cam Whitmore is next year is looking at a big payday.
So what? Would you get in the interim though, bro?
No, I'd do it, but like half the league wanted Cam Whitmore,
and but they only gave up like 2 second round. They got 2 second round picks for him.
But they hooked him up like Obi.
Yeah, but Cam Whitmore shown that he can't really contribute consistently on a winning team.
Nah, he an athlete, bro.
He got the Obi hookup though. He got sent to a team. You can show your stuff, and hopefully you can get your contract, because he in Houston he couldn't break through all the wings. Hey, show your thing in Washington, they can give you a contract. If not, you showed your stuff enough that in the league somebody's gonna pay you. That's what we did for Obi. We put Obi in a spot like, hey, we know Indiana's gonna run, plays that you can profit off of.
Man, Indiana had 19 injuries to a big man, bro. Every big man in Indiana got an injury. Yep. And then Obi played, and people thinking he fought his way from. He started at the bottom, now he here. Nah, man. Like,
Knicks put him in the situation. Knicks put him in the right situation. I'm put you in a situation where you can get paid. Just like we just, who was it? We just put in Milwaukee. He got extension.
Who?
Jericho
got extended.
Yeah, Jericho. Yeah. Hey everybody, I gotta get out of here. I gotta talk some hip hop on Echo and Essence in a few minutes. We probably gonna talk some culture, some
Dilla?
style. Huh?
Some Dilla?
Y'all make me so angry sometimes, bro. Like, why the trolling is nonstop, bro? Yo, Prince is nonstop trolling, bro. Like, you say one thing about the Osley brothers, and people won't ever let you live it down.
I don't think I could. I told you, don't say it at the family reunion because it's gonna fight
my
break out.
Hey, so chat, we're gonna finish this Deuce McBride conversation. Trust me, like this whole Deuce thing, Deuce over Mitch. I can't, I can't.
Whoa.
Bro, I didn't say over
I
Mitch.
ain't-
I didn't say over
I
Mitch.
ain't say all that.
I didn't say over Mitch.
I can't take. I'm sitting here like, how do we diminish Mitch and build up Deuce? And this is not about us putting one Nick player against the other. It's about the circumstances, right? Like, it's about the circumstances. Like, how does Mitch not deserve $30 million? You saw his impact, and then a dude come in and he shoot 40% from the floor.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? And 25 minutes a game.
Yeah, if you put Mitch at
The starter is out, and he can't, and he start as the off guard. Mikal Bridges has to run your offense because the backup point guard can't run your offense.
well, if you give Mitch 30 million, you definitely made the window 2 years. You definitely made the window 2 years.
Well. Hey, thank you everybody for coming through and hanging out with us. Hey, we're gonna get out of here, y'all. Hey, I gotta holler at y'all in a second.
I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal for how I express and project from